In the dim heart of Rivington Hall, a relic stood against the east wall of the drawing room. It was an enormous portrait, a masterpiece of a bygone era, capturing a nobleman from centuries past. Lord Alastair Verner, with piercing eyes that seemed to follow every movement, was an omnipresent guardian of the shadows. Legend had it that the portrait was cursed, but no one in the village spoke of why. Samantha Croft, a young art restoration expert, had been commissioned to evaluate Rivington Hall's collection. With a strong will and an insatiable curiosity, she couldn't help but feel drawn to the painting. The locals warned her of the omens that loomed over anyone who gazed too long into those painted eyes, but skepticism kept her fear at bay. The air grew chillier on the night she finally approached the portrait. As the wind howled outside, Samantha lit a candle to inspect the canvas. Her fingers grazed its surface, feeling the texture of age beneath her touch. Suddenly, she felt a rush of cold air, as if the very breath of the ancient lord brushed against her skin. Hours slipped by, unnoticed, as she worked meticulously, oblivious to the time. Her concentration was only broken when she heard whispers echoing through the hollow corridors. They grew louder, seemingly coming from the portrait itself. Every rational thought told her to dismiss it as the old manor's creaking bones. Ignoring the warnings, Samantha leaned in closer. She inspected the nobleman's painted eyes. They began to swirl with shadow, shifting unnaturally, drawing her into their depths. Terrified, she stumbled back, her candle extinguishing in the process, plunging the room into darkness. Panic rose in her throat as an oppressive silence enveloped her. She fumbled to relight the candle, but with each flicker of flame, the truth began to unveil itself. The room was empty save for her, but the reflection in the darkened glass of the portrait revealed more. Faces, gaunt and hollow, pressed against the canvas from the inside as if pleading for release. The whispers turned to screams, their silent agony deafening in its desperation. Samantha, paralyzed by the horror before her, could barely muster the resolve to flee. The moment her foot crossed the threshold of the manor, the door slammed shut behind her, echoing through the emptiness of the estate. Rivington Hall stood silent and brooding, its secrets locked away once more. And the portrait, forever watching, retained its place over the east wall, guarding not just the shadows, but the terrible truth of those trapped within.